Hello, my name is Chrissy Carinas. I am doing a tutorial on pure martingale expert advisor for MetaTrader 4 on Forex. My mentor for my project is Dr. Masood Sajadi, and my product owner for my project is Dr. Masood Sajadi. This expert advisor has to deal with the martingale strategy system, and what it is that it's a type of gambling system of continuously doubling the stakes in hopes for a winning bet that will make up of all the other previous losses. So this expert advisor will continuously bet the amount of lot that I chosen here, where it says lots 0.03. It would continuously bet with that amount until we lose, and when we lose it will double up the prior lot, which is grabbing the lots multiplier, and for the next trade lot size will be increased, and until we have one winning bet from the next trade, we will get back all that we have lost. Here we have the distance multiplier that takes the take profit distance times the distance multiplier after every trade that we have lost, and will increase it with that much larger. Here we have the Mack Slippage, which is just ensuring that the orders are not executed if the price changes by the defined pips. So here we have 3 pips for the Mack Slippage. So for example, if we're using Euro versus US dollars and we're starting at 1.2057, with the max slippage for 3 bits, it's going to execute all the way up to 1.2060, and will not execute anything above that because of the 3 bips that we have declared here as a limit. Next is the magic number, that is just to avoid colliding with another expert advisors or manual trades. This expert advisor can deal with trading hours and trading days. So in the trading hours, if the use trading hours is set to true, we can start trading at a specific time to start, and we can have a specific time when this expert advisor can stop trading. Then we're going on with the trading days, where the same thing, if you want to trade for all the days, you would have to put Monday to Sunday, all of them to be true. But if you want to have a specific day that you want this expert advisors to trade on, like let's say Tuesdays and Thursdays, you have to put Tuesdays to be true and Thursdays to be true, while the rest should be false. That's all what it's gonna be grabbing. Next is the view settings. This is basically it's like to make the window all the way in the top on the right hand corner of the chart that's associating with the expert advisors, to make it look pretty, to make it look visible, to make it look readable as this expert advisors is doing its thing. Next we have variables that we can calculate: the stop loss, the take profit, the pip value, the max slippage, and the menu lots to show on the mini menu that would be on the right hand corner of the graph, along with the profit, and then we have the lots. Next is the bar time. So the bar time is just a way to store data and time of the currently selected order. The no history is basically saying, oh, if there is a history of the selected order, if there isn't, and it will be true and false depending whether it's grabbing the history from the history pool or not. Right here in the stop check, same thing. It's just going to be grabbing the stop loss, whether it's checking if there is a set of limit on the stop loss, and it will stop checking it if there is or not. Be true and false. Next is the Medzera, which is basically having to do with the font size on the view settings right over here, making sure that it'll be easy visible, making sure that the labels are readable, and that's about it. Next up is the initialization functionality function. It's just generated immediately after the Expert Advisors has been downloaded and can be used to initialize. So we're starting off with adjusting to the 5-digit broker. So here we're calculating the bips to digit broker and the pip value. That if there is a 5-digit broker, it would just move up to 10 bips, but if there isn't, it will move up to 1 pip. So this is basically calculating the unit of measurements to express the change in value between the two currencies. So let's say the euro versus US dollars. And using the bips to digit broker, we can calculate the Mack Slippage and the stop loss and the take profit. So basically we're grabbing the pips, what we grab from the pips to digit broker times what we have initialized for the max slippage. We can get the overall max slippage that we can use to ensure that the orders are not being executed depending on what we calculated here. The same thing with the stop loss, where we calculate the limit of the stop loss and the take profit in bips times the bips to digit broker, and setting it as the limit for the investor. To take profit, we'll just grab the same value from the stop loss since they're the same. Just grabbing the limit for both the stop loss and the take profit. The mid gap is basically having to make sure that the take profit and the stop loss is not even close or not even too close to the order price or the closing price than the amount that we get from the mid gap stop. This is giving us a control to make sure that nothing goes invalid. Next is the lots, where we're just grabbing from the amount of lot that we're using to buy and sell right over here where it says lots, where we're starting at. And we're using that to make sure that if it's in between the mid allowed lot and the maximum lot, that has a default to be 0.10 for the mid lot, and for the max would be the 550.00 would be the default for the max. So if we had put the amount of lot that we want to sell to be bigger or smaller than that, it would basically set the lot to be at the mid or at the max. Then there's the lot step, which basically is setting the minimum amount by which can the lot size be increased. Next is the show menu. So if we have the show menu to be true, we can just show like a mini menu window on top of the right hand corner of the graph, showing you all the information that's calling from the draw menu. Information about right here, information about the lots, the profits, and the open trade. So here is all what just text stating the name of the expert advisor, stating what the open trades, and then showing the how many trades, and then they're stating the lots of open positions, and then showing the open positions, the sum of it. And then there's the profit of the open position, the same thing with the showing the sum of the profit. So the trades is calling the open function, which over here is grabbing all the open and the pending orders and is selecting them from that pool, making sure that it has the right symbol, making sure that it has the right magic number, and depending whether it's open, whether it's buy or sell, it would give the counter and returning it to how many there are for the trades, for open trades. And then for the menu lots, it's just calling the lots function, grabbing all the open and the pending orders, and then it's also selecting from all those pool, and it's making sure that it has the same symbol, make sure it has the correct magic number that we have initialized all the way in the top, and to check to see if it's buy or sell. For every of the open and the pending orders, we are just summing it up and then showing it onto the menu, onto the mini menu that would display that information. And for the profit, right here where it says profit check, it's just same thing, going through the open and the pending orders. From that pool, it would be grabbing one by one, making sure that the symbol is the correct symbol that we're using, and making sure that the magic number is a correct magic number that we are initializing it. And the same thing for the lots, that is summing it up, all those orders, and displaying it where it says here by where the label is stating profit of open position, and it will display all those sums of profit. Coming back up all the way to the top, that will be the initialization. Then from the de-initialization function, again, if we have the show menu to be true, that we are showing the information about the open trades, about the profit of the open positions, and the lots that are from those open positions and pending orders. Once the Forex program is closing, this, if it is true, it would delete all that information. It would be a clean slate. Coming down where it says start function is what is being called and executed immediately after a new tick comes. So it's going to be grabbing or setting the no history to be true or false, depending what we're getting from the history for a magic number and pair type function. So we're coming down where that is calling somewhere around here. Yes, here. Here is just grabbing, first is grabbing from the close and cancel order of the history pool, and from those is selecting each and one of them and checking whether the symbol is the correct symbol that we are using and the correct magic number that we are initializing it to, and just returning by whether there is any in there or if there isn't. And right here on the top is just stating, oh, if it grabbed one, it would be no history, would be false because there is history. But if there isn't any that didn't check or that didn't grab any counter about it, it's going to return true, stating that there isn't any history. So it's just a clean slate. Coming down, we are grabbing the profit, showing the profit onto the menu like I've stated before, and we'll redraw the menu. So basically in the initialization part, it would just show the menu, but it would have nothing in it. But for the redraw, it's basically going through all the other ticks as it comes along for when this expert advisor is trading. So it will keep grabbing and re-showing onto the menu if we allow to show the menu to be true. Right here where it says initialize the day of the week, we're just grabbing the day of the week to be 0 being Sunday, 1 being Monday, 2 being Tuesday, so on and so forth. That way we can check along with what we initialize the Monday through Sunday, whether they're being true or false. Right here, we're also checking that to see like, oh, if this person, if this investor had wanted to put Tuesday and Friday to be turned on, then it would choose those 2 days, checking to make sure that it's exactly that they want to choose Tuesdays and Friday. Once that is checked, it would go along and check to see if we have any specific time between any specific time that we want to start at and where we want to end the time of trading. So it would have to be either true to make sure that we're using that time, and we're calling the function trading time coming down here, where we are grabbing the time current, which is on the server on Forex. So it's grabbing the current time from the server on Forex and is comparing it if it's in between the start time that we initialize all the way up above and between the stop time in order to start trading. In order for it to be true, in order for this expert advisors to start trading. But if the use trading hours set to be false, it would not call the trading time. It would just automatically go to the open order check. So if the trading hours were set to be true, it would make sure that the current time on the Forex program is between those 2 times and be able to trade using those times, between those times. Okay, so then here is calling the open order check, and what this is doing here in the open order check is basically checking for an open order to place pending orders for buy or sell. Here we're grabbing the condition enter buy and enter sell for all the possibility. And here we are calling the open trades. We're coming down here in this function. It's basically incrementing every time an open and pending order has the same magic number that we initialize, and the symbol it finds on the selected opened and pending orders from that pool. So it's selecting from within the total amount of market and pending orders that it grabbed from the orders total. And then once the total is true, I think I went too far up. So when the order is true here, so when it's true being that it is equal to 0, it would either go to buy or sell condition depending what we get from the function, the two functions there. So the two functions for enter buy condition and enter sell condition, if one of them is true, after getting the random number and dividing it by 2 and getting the remainder to be 0, meaning the enter by condition will be true. But if it isn't, and if the remainder is set to be equal to 1, then we will go to the enter sell condition and will return true. So once if we're going into the enter by condition, we are checking to see if there is a history within our history pool in the history trade. Then we're going to be calling the select last history order, which is basically coming down here, is basically grabbing from the order history total. So it's grabbing all the latest previous order from the number of close orders from the trade history. So once the expert advisors selected the latest order that is returning true, if not, if there isn't, it will just return false. So once we grab the latest order, it will check the fixed profit of that particular close order and will multiply the lot of that particular close order from the lot multiplier to double it up or to increase by that much. The expert advisor will check to see if it's allowed to trade and will if it's allowed to trade, or if it's checking to see if the trading contact is not busy, will keep updating the data for any new incoming new tick. Once it's checking, it will be able to open the market and try to place an order to buy at the current ticket number using the current ticket price. From the current price that ticket is at, that we're placing the order for either sell and here for buy. If the ticket were to be less than 0, meaning that we couldn't grab it, it would just display an error saying that we couldn't be able to open the order in order for the expert advisor to place the order for buy and for sell. And then it would return false if it gives an error, and then if we were able to buy or sell, it would return true. Once it returns true, we come back up right here. So once it grabs it, turns true, we come down here where we check to see if, since stop check will be false, making sure that it comes true. Coming down here, we are calling the check stop And what the check stop is doing right over here is just checking if the trades that if the trades, if they do not have the set stop loss and take profit, then it would just modify. So it's grabbing all the open and pending orders from that pool open position, and we'll also check to see if they have the same if they're checking to see for the order type, and they're checking to see if they have the same symbol and for the same magic number to be correct, whether the order type is buy or sell. Right here where it says whether it's buy or whether it's sell. Would check further for the stop loss and the take profit value of the current order, and we'll grab the current ticket number for both buy and sell. So once it grabs the ticket number, if the expert advisor is allowed to trade, it will keep updating for any new upcoming tick. Then the expert advisor will grab the last history order, and if there is a history, it would check to see what is the fixed profit of that close order for both sell right here and for buy. And what it's doing, it will calculate the loss from the value of the close price and the value of the open price in order to calculate for the stop loss and the take profit for both buy and sell. Only that sell, we're using the latest known buyer's price of that current symbol, whereas for buy, the order type buy, we are getting the value of the close price of the current selected order. So once we grab the loss, we're just multiplying it by the distance multiplier in order to increase it, the stop loss limit and the take profit limit. But if there is no history, we're just calculating the stop loss limit and the take profit limit. Same thing for the sell right here. If there is no history, we'll just calculate the bid and to make the limit and the take profit from the bid. Also, we're grabbing the stop loss and the take profit all the way from the top that we initialize using the bips to digit broker and the stop loss and the take profit. And here we are just comparing. We're grabbing the stop loss and we're grabbing the take profit, and we're also grabbing what is the value from ask minus the stop loss, what the limit is, that comparing it to the limit on the market information on that limit, and if it's less than from from that, then we are just setting it up to be at that limit. Same thing with the take profit. We're just setting the take profit if it is worse than what we had than the stop level, which is the limit of that point. We are just setting the take profit to be at that level for both buy and sell. Yeah, yes. Except that buy, we're using the bid price, and the sell, we're just using the asking price. And then here we're just grabbing the last selected from the history. We're just grabbing the current selected order from the history in order to modify the trade, if there is, and if not, it would just return false, and then it would just return true. All the way here, so if it's true, we would just make the stop check that we already checked it to be true. And then that will be the end of this expert advisor. I would like to also take note that this expert advisor is very, 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 like, extremely high risk over reward. So I advise to be really, really careful on using these type of expert advisors that are using the martingale strategy, because it can really really damage your account. So if you have any questions, you can contact me at kcard032@fiu.edu. And if you have any questions about the project, you can contact to my mentor at sajadi@cs.fiu.edu. Thank you for your time and have a good day.